Let's talk all about home inspections. The first question is, should I have a home inspection if I'm buying a home? Unless you waived a home inspection contingency, my answer is absolutely. Not only should you have a general home inspection by a certified home inspector, you should also consider supplemental inspections, and we'll get into those. So the first thing I want to say is, don't just bring your Uncle Tommy, who's a contractor, to be your inspector for the property. I would highly recommend you hire a licensed and trained home inspector to do your home inspection, whether you're buying a condo, single family, or multifamily home. It's not worth the savings of a few $100s to miss things that may have come up in a home inspection. These people are doing this every day and they know exactly what to look for, and they're trained to do so. A condo home inspection in northern New Jersey typically costs anywhere from $300 to $400. A single family home, a few hundred more, and a multifamily home up to $1,000. Now that's just the general inspection piece. Depending on the property type and the age, you may want to consider some supplemental home inspections, and there's a bunch of them. So let me give you some of the ones that I think are most important and that we did with our house. First is a termite scan, which is a lot of times a separate person from a home inspector will come in and they'll check the basement of the property in the lower levels for any evidence of wood destroying insects, termites or carpenter ants or anything else that can destroy potentially wood and eats into it, because those can be dangerous to the structure of your property. Another inspection that's important is a radon test. So radon, you'll never know if you have it because it's an odorless gas that's poisonous and that's cancer causing. And a lot of parts of North Jersey have high levels of radon. The earth emits it through the ground and it seeps into your property. And it's very easy to test for. An inspector for $100, $150 brings a little canister, a little tin canister. They leave it at the property for 3 days. They come back, pick it up, they send it out to a lab to test if there's high levels of radon. If there is, hey, not the end of the world. You can hire a company to install a radon fan which pumps the gas out of the ground and above your property, and then it's no longer dangerous. And this is relatively common, by the way. But again, you want that peace of mind, especially with this one, because it can cause cancer. It's very serious, and you'll never know you have it because it's odorless. Another one is an oil tank scan. If your property is built 80 plus years ago, there's definitely a chance that there could be an underground oil storage tank buried somewhere under the property. These tanks were used to hold oil, which was used for heat up until a certain point in time. There's no issue with using oil for heat. However, what history has showed us is that these tanks over time tend to corrode and potentially leak. And those leakages can cause contamination in the soil, which can give you big headaches down the road. And if you don't do the oil tank scan and later on you go to sell the property, the new buyer does it, they uncover that there's a tank underground and it's been leaking for years and there's contamination, it can cost you tens of thousands of dollars to clean that up. If there's a tank with no contamination, you can get it out for under $5,000 and have it dug up and removed. So, again, another thing that's worth the peace of mind to do. Another thing you may want to do is a sewer scope. A sewer scope is where a company sends a camera down your sewer line to check if there are any blockages or debris or cracks or breaks in the sewer line. The reason why this is important, it only costs a few $100 and it can uncover a very expensive issue. Because if you have to replace the sewer line going from your property connecting into the street sewer, it can cost you over $10,000. So for a few $100, you should have that peace of mind. And if there are issues with the sewer, don't freak out, it's not the end of the world. Some of them can be fixed pretty easily. If there's blockages, there are companies that can jet them out with high pressure water. If there's roots growing through your sewer, which we've seen, there are companies that can saw them off. There's different options. But the important thing is you have the peace of mind and you do that home inspection. If you have a pool, you would consider getting a pool inspection. They would check that the pool's functioning properly, there's no major cracks or leaks. If there's a pool heater, that works. All the different mechanical components of the pool and the interior of the pool itself. If your water is on a well, then you'll want to do an inspection of the well. If your sewer is septic, you'll want to do a septic tank inspection. There are a lot of other supplemental inspections, and I can sit here for another hour and give you ideas of what you can do. But those are the major ones that you would not want to miss. And when I was purchasing my own home or when I purchase any property, I try to cover the basics and make sure I have those very important home inspections. So again, to recap, you have a general home inspection. You have a termite test. You have a radon test. You have an oil tank scan. You have a sewer scope. Those 5 I would recommend on any home. Outside of that, if you have a pool, if you have a septic system, if you have a well, you'd want to get those done as well. Or if you have an older roof, you may want to hire a roofing company to take a look at it. There are a lot of other things to look at. So the best thing to do, ask your realtor. Your realtor will recommend a home inspector. When you're at the general home inspection, ask the home inspector, are there any other inspections I should do while I'm at the property? Hopefully you find this information helpful. If you have any questions about home inspections, home purchase process in general, please reach out. You have our contact information. Thanks and have a great day.